Hey everyone, Kevin here. What I'd like to do in this video is talk about YouTube and talk about what I think is a problem within the YouTube community. I don't think that YouTube are supporting content creators and YouTubers as well as they should be. I mean, this is a problem with all of Google, really, because you can't get support from Google. You know, I wasn't really sure about whether to talk about this or not, but this is going to be a boring video for anyone who doesn't subscribe to my channel or anyone who isn't a YouTuber. But I've always wanted to be transparent with my subscribers and the people who watch my videos. And if this helps even just one or two YouTubers out there with their own situation, or perhaps they can relate to it, then hopefully this is a worthwhile video to record. But for everyone else, this is going to be a boring video. Okay, I'll get to it. So as you guys know, I'm a YouTuber. I spend a lot of money on equipment. So I record a lot of videos. I've spent thousands of pounds on equipment, and I've spent money on lots of products simply to review them, and then I need to sell them, or they just sit there gathering dust. I don't mind doing that. This is something that I enjoy. And that I've been working online, on the internet since 2000, so I've got a lot of experience of working online. As a way to make money online, YouTube is not the best way. There's so many other ways to make money online with less hassle and more success rates with less work. The reason I'm doing this and the reason that I'm spending a lot of money on this is because I enjoy it. I've never, kind of went towards where the money is, because a lot of the time that's where I find I'm unhappy. There's lots of other, I used to work in financial regulations, and if it came to the point where I was doing something online just to make money and I wasn't enjoying myself, then I'd go back to a 9-to-5 job and just, leave my brain at the door at 5 o'clock. But one of the reasons I went towards YouTube is because it was an easy transition from being a blogger, but I love connecting with people with similar interests, and I just enjoy the format. So it's not all about money for me. But of course, when you're spending thousands of pounds and you're getting none of it back, you do care about your channel. You do want it to grow. So when anything that happens that threatens that, you're obviously a little bit worried. I got my first strike, as they call it, and I got it a few weeks ago. So I'll explain what happened. I think it was around September or maybe November, December or something. In fact, 2 seconds. This is what I bought at the end of last year. It's a screwdriver kit. It's for helping to do repairs. It's got lots of spatulas, all these different things for opening mobile phones and like gaming handhelds and things like that. I bought it from Amazon, sold in Amazon UK. It's from a company called Orla, and it's similar to a design that's from iFixit. So I did a review of the screwdriver kit. It was about half the cost of the iFixit option. And I pointed out that it was essentially a cheap version of the iFixit brand. I pointed out that it looked like it was OEM. So most of the things, well, quite a lot of the things that I review, and I buy from AliExpress in China and things like that, they're just kind of generic products, and they're sold on Amazon and eBay and things like that under about 1,000 different names. Like this, I think it was Ulitz, I can't remember the name of it, but I've seen this sold under, 20 different names on Amazon. So it looked 100% identical to the iFixit one, and I said it's an OEM. It looks like it's an OEM one. It looks like iFixit have rebranded it. And I said, well, if you're going to buy one, perhaps it's better to buy the cheaper one. It makes the most sense. Why spend double the amount of money for the same product? One commentator came in very, very angry and just started being abusive, and I actually just blocked him because it was just being abusive and saying, just coming out and just swearing and being racist and all this other stuff. But someone else came out and they claimed to be the actual designer of the original kit. Now, I said, well, I've got no evidence that you are the designer of the original kit. And they said, well, this isn't like the same as the iFixit one, it's a cheap copy. So my response was that, for me, it did the job 100%. He was pointing out that it's an inferior product, and I said, well, I'm very happy with it. It seems really well made. and I spent like £25 instead of £50 or £60. Now, as far as him claiming whether this is he designed the original one, obviously I can't verify that. But it's kind of difficult because what he did was, we talked about it a little bit, and I disagreed, and I said, listen, I'm not, like, your real dispute here is with Amazon. It's not with me. You know, I'm just someone who I bought a screwdriver kit from Amazon. I said, oh, this is good. I'll share it with my viewers. I said, go to Amazon, report it to them. You know, and then, you know, there's nothing I can do. What he did was he went to YouTube and he complained, and he raised it as a flag saying it was spamming and deceptive, saying that I was misleading people. Now, as far as I can't remember the guy's name. I apologise if you're watching. I think it was Nick. I think it's important in these kind of situations to look at from the other person's point of view, and the fact that we were discussing this and I didn't automatically take the video down, whether I should have or not, or I think in hindsight this is something we should have discussed privately in email. But I don't think the guy did anything wrong raising it as a flag. If this guy did legitimately design this screwdriver kit, and if this is in fact a copy, I mean, it is sold on Amazon, but if it is a copy and it's just, you know, like an imitation of the iFixit brand, then he's trying to protect what he created. So I've got no complaint with that guy, and I've got no complaint with him raising it as a flag for my video to get taken down. Just one of those things. I mean, in my defense, the way I look at it, I just bought something from Amazon. It looked 100% identical to the more expensive one, and I just reviewed it and shared it with my viewers. So, I can see it from his point of view. I don't think the guy's a bad guy. I don't think he was trying to be mean. He was just protecting what he did, what he created. So the fact that we were going back and forth on it, I can understand. Maybe he felt he was hitting his head against the wall, and he's like, well, this is the only thing I can do here. So again, no problem with that guy. The real problem with this is not the fact that he raised it as a flag. If that is his product, if he did design it, and again, I'm not saying he's a liar. I'm saying I can't verify it because, you know, I'm not a trademark lawyer. I've got no evidence as to whether that's original or copy or whatever. I just bought it from Amazon and I reviewed it. But it's more to do with the way that YouTube responded. I got an email saying it's been flagged. So what happens is this. Firstly, YouTube put your status down from happy to the next one down, and they give me a strike, and they say strike 1. Now, that is a little bit worrying because 3 strikes and your account is just automatically deleted, and the 500 or whatever videos I've recorded over the last few years are just deleted. My account's deleted. The thousands of pounds of money that I'd spent would just be gone in a second. So that's worrying. The second thing that's worrying is that they just removed the video right away. They said that you have a week to appeal. So right away I appealed. I said, listen, I wasn't being deceptive. I was just pointing out that this is a cheaper version of a more expensive item. It's, you know, legitimately sold through Amazon. I'm not anyone who's ripping anyone off. I'm just pointing out that, you know, if you're looking at the more expensive brand, you might want to go for the cheaper one. I didn't think it was being deceptive, but I've been knocked down. I got a strike. Now, what YouTube do is, firstly, they let you appeal. So I appeal. I sent another email saying, like, what's going on? You're not responding to any emails. They sent back an auto-generated one. It's signed by someone's name, but they hadn't actually read the email. This, I know it's a long story, but this is where I'm coming to the fact that YouTube don't support content creators. You know, YouTube is filled with all these videos of copyright laws, with like copyrighted films and music being ripped off, and people make money through it, you know, just by uploading videos. I've always tried to be, I think this is what's frustrating for me, because I've always tried to be a professional about this. I don't use copyrighted music. I try not to use it. I don't use any clips, essentially, from any other videos. You know, I've got lots of great ideas to do videos that are kind of clips from films and things like that, but I'm just reluctant to go down that route because, you know, I don't understand the whole copyright thing, trademark thing. I try and keep my content 100% original, and I just focus on reviewing products. So I appeal the decision. They say it can take a few weeks. It's been a few weeks, I've had no response. During the appeal process, they don't respond to any emails. I got one automatically generated one just saying they'd received my email. They don't respond to any emails, but during the appeal process, they just completely deleted the 18-minute video that I'd recorded. So that in itself is insane to me. What is the point of an appeal if the video that you're appealing against is deleted after a few days? It's mad. You know, I probably only spent an hour or two, maybe 2 or 3 hours recording that video and editing it and uploading it and things like that. And I don't want it to be deleted, but if for any reason it's against YouTube's laws or whatever, then okay, it has to be removed. The fact is, what is the point of an appeal if the video is automatically deleted? They just automatically deleted the video after like a few days or a week. Now, I don't even know if I can appeal anything. Can they get that video back? You know, can I get the views back? Can I get the dozens of comments that were there? It's kind of bizarre the way that it works. The bigger problem as well is when I've got the strike. But this is what happens when you're a YouTube channel. Sorry, I can't talk today. When your YouTube channel gets a strike, what they start doing is knocking features off. They start knocking off your options. So as soon as this person raised this video as a flag, they didn't email me and ask me for my version of events. They didn't do anything. What they did was say, your video is going to be deleted in a week. You can appeal. I appealed, but they still deleted the video. But more importantly, they have just disabled live streaming. So now, despite the fact that I've been buying lots of equipment to stream videos from my phone, I can actually stream from my phone now. And I can't stream games from PlayStation 4. I can't stream from my computer. I can't stream videos at all on my YouTube channel. And this lasts for 3 months. Now, whether you agree with, you know, at the end of the day, the way I view it, I bought an item from Amazon and I reviewed it and uploaded it. Whether that item is a copy or not, I don't know. I'm not in a position to say whether it is or not. But I think it's clear that there wasn't any intent on my side to mislead anyone or to, you know, be deceitful or be spammy or anything like that. And this is the thing, you know, you're a YouTube creator, you're creating content for them every single day. You're working tirelessly, hours recording, editing and things like that. As I said, I do enjoy it, but it is hard work as well. YouTube take a 45% cut of any money you generate from advertising. Now, they do host the videos and they do, you know, they've got all the traffic and things like that. But a 45% cut is huge. It's a huge amount of money to take off. It's not something I've ever complained about because YouTube is where everyone is at. But when you realize that you have got zero support as a content creator, the fact that anyone can flag a video and not only do they not contact you, not only do they not, you know, they don't contact you to see your version of events, all they do is just flag it, remove all your features, and then just delete your video. And I realize at YouTube's end, they have to worry about court cases and things like that. It's also worth pointing out, I mean, I'm relatively new to the YouTube game as far as I've got a small channel. I've got like 1,400 subscribers or so, loyal subscribers. This kind of thing has happened to people with like 500,000 subscribers. It's happened to a few people with millions of subscribers where they've had a flag, whatever reason, the video's been flagged and they've had features taken away. Now, the big problem for people like myself is the fact that there's no alternative. There really is no viable alternative to YouTube as far as connecting with an audience and things like that. So I don't want to complain to YouTube about that. I'm happy with the service in that respect. But it's just very worrying that when anything goes wrong, and something can go wrong just because someone has an agenda against you or they don't like you, whatever, their automatic response is not to contact you or even pick up the phone. Their automatic response is to just, you know, nuke everything, delete videos, don't respond to emails. And again, I realize they are dealing with volume and they get a huge amount of volume of, you know, emails and support questions and things like that. But the whole situation is very frustrating. Now, on that, I mean, you can hear that I'm very frustrated by the whole thing because really there's nothing you can do. I can't live stream for you guys anymore. So that's the one thing that's annoying me. Part two of this story. If you go back 4 or 5 years, I'd kind of launched, this was around the time I launched an internet forum at the time. And I was trying to promote it through some internet marketing blogs. So I bought some clicks on a newsletter. So I bought some clicks for people on a newsletter to say, hey, check out this new forum. Spent a few $100s. And I did it with a few websites. And one guy who seemed legitimate, turned out to be a scammer. And I don't want to get into that detail. There's an article which I'll link to that I discussed the issue. But basically scammed me of like $200, $300 or something. And since then, this guy has been, for whatever reason, he's been my nemesis. And the reason, not from mine, from his end, because what I did was I wrote an article saying, listen, the guy scammed my money. He won't give me a refund. Watch out. So that article's got hundreds of comments from other people saying, yeah, that guy stole money from me as well. So the guy's from Nigeria, and he's been responsible for going back to my websites and trying to attack it. He's been trying to log in to my website. I think he was responsible. He had a DDoS attack. I think he was behind it because he was the first person to comment and say haha and things like that. You know, he acts like a child. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I just want that whole thing to disappear. I'm a grown man. I don't think anyone wins from something like that. But because that article remains, which I said to him at the time, listen, if the fact that you never refunded my money, I'm not taking the article down out of principle. So the problem is that he continues to try and, you know, steal money from people and scam people. But because that article remains, when people search for his name, they find my article, and they realize he's a scammer, and then they don't spend money with him. So what I realized recently, someone raised it up with me. He published a couple of videos on YouTube, and one is called Kevin Muldoon, Liar Scammer, and he's doctored the PayPal account, my PayPal account, the transaction with my email and personal information. And he's doctored it to make it look like he's giving me a refund. And then the next one is called Racist Skinhead Kevin Muldoon is a Lying Scammer. Now, the racist part, I assume it's because he's from Africa and I'm a white Scottish guy. I'm not even going to defend that claim because it's just ridiculous. Now, this guy has uploaded my PayPal account information and things like that. So I'm saying, right, I can't have that. This is obviously a sensitive business issue, a privacy issue. And I raised it with YouTube. And after a couple of emails, they said, we are unable to identify a violation of our privacy guidelines. So you couldn't make this up. During this whole thing with someone flagged one of my videos. In fact, I'll just sum it up again. I bought a screwdriver kit. I reviewed it. Someone said, that's a copy. And I said, well, I've got no way to prove it's a copy. They flagged it as being deceptive. My video was removed. My account had a strike. My live streaming features was removed. Google flat out refuses to answer any emails. And during the appeal, you know, they deleted the video. During this process this week, I raised the fact that someone is calling me a racist skinhead because I shave my head, which I've been doing for years. During this time, I raise it and I say, listen, this is my PayPal account. This is my private information. I can't have this on a YouTube video. And they said, we don't see anything wrong. I said, check it again. They come back and said, we don't do anything wrong. Now, I went back and said, listen, well, that's bullying or harassment or something. It must be breaking some guideline. And the video remains. Now, clearly, with these kind of decisions, maybe, you know, these things can swing either way. And maybe I've been very, very unlucky where I've had two things going against me for whatever reason. Maybe I've just had bad luck this week. But it's quite worrying, the whole process of how YouTube handles copywriting and strikes and, you know, privacy issues and things like that. I've seen, you know, as you can see, I'm standing at both sides of it. Someone has raised an issue with my video and I get, you know, they didn't contact me. They raised it as spam, which is ludicrous, and the video was deleted. And again, I've got no problem with the guy who raised it as an issue. He's protecting his content. But the way that YouTube handled it is very, very poor. And yet when someone has just put in my PayPal account information with transaction IDs and, you know, sensitive information online, they're saying that's fine. It's mind-blowing the way that YouTube handles this, that they handle everything electronically. They don't have anyone to deal with it. I've asked repeatedly, can I please speak to someone on the phone? Please let me speak to a human being about this. Someone can hopefully resolve both of these issues in seconds and realize, you know, that there's nothing wrong with the screwdriver kit. I mean, with the screwdriver kit thing, you know, if they decide, sorry, we can't have that, even if it wasn't your fault, even if, you know, it's the person who's selling on Amazon who's selling a copied product, it's their fault, we can't have you reviewing it, which I don't agree with. I don't think that it really should be on content creators to validate whether a product is real or not. But if that was the case and they said this is real, you can't have that video online, I'll be okay, fine. But I shouldn't have a strike and I shouldn't have live streaming disabled. And the other one, I mean, I don't see how they can defend the fact that someone has got my PayPal information and calling me a racist skinhead for no reason other than the guy is a scammer. And he continues to do this. He continues to steal people's money and things like that, which fine, it has nothing to do with me. If he ever watches this video, keep doing what you're doing. I've got no problem with you. Do what you're doing. Just don't involve me in your scams. The funny thing is, see, years ago, when he ripped me off, I did an article and say, listen, the guy ripped me off, stay clear of him. It was around the same time that I found out on his website, he'd put my picture on his website, and after me saying, you know, this guy scammed me, he'd put like a little quote saying, the most reliable guy I've ever worked with, recommended and all this, you know, just using my image to promote his products. You couldn't make this stuff up. So I realise I have rabbled on a little bit through this video, and this is something that I think anyone who's got a YouTube channel, if you've ever had a strike, you can probably relate to that. I mean, I've looked at some complaints from other people who have had strikes, and lots of those complaints, some of them are actually legitimate. Like people are like, oh, I only used 2 minutes of the guy's video, why am I getting a strike? And you're like, well, you've stole the guy's clips. So for those people, I can understand why they got, why they got strikes. But there's a lot of other people and they just got strikes for no reason. There was a good example. Someone in their video was talking about terrorism. They weren't actually promoting it or doing anything. They were talking about someone else, just talking about it in the news. And their video got flagged, and then they weren't allowed to monetize the video. It's mind-blowing the way the whole system works. So I'll leave it at that because I know I've rabbled on a lot, and I think I'm at my limit of my recording. There's a stupid 30-minute recording limit on my Sony camera. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you allowing me to rabble on. Again, I just thought it was interesting. This whole situation is frustrating, mind-boggling in a way as well. But again, as I said, I want to be transparent with you guys throughout my YouTube journey. Cheesy, I know, but I just want to be transparent with you guys. And when something happens, I want to share it with you and help you understand where I'm at. And for the next 2-3 months, I can't live stream for you guys because I bought a screwdriver. That's essentially what it comes down to. So yeah, frustrating situation. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. And if there's any YouTubers out there in a similar situation that can help me out, please do post in the comment area. And if I can help you guys in any way, if you're going through something similar, please let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. And if you get any questions about how this is progressing, please do leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.